What's up, everybody? I know you're looking at an ugly back of the bike because I have socks over my license plate because it's going to work. But we're going to turn this into something that looks a little bit like that. So we're going to be turning some wrenches. Yep, that's right, everybody. I bought some saddlebags and we're going to see about mounting them. I have some ideas for it, and this is the kind on the back, on the bottom of them, you just got to tie them off. So guess what we're tying them off to? Right there. But that makes a problem. Right here. This is the problem. The back half. So I have a little idea. We're going to do something a little bit like this right here. I am lucky, and I went to my scrap trailer, and I happen to have a really long handle for what used to be a jack on my Ford Ranger I had years and years ago. I held on to it, never thought I'd ever use it. Well, guess what? I'm using it. And how are we going to pull this off? We're going to do some welding. That's right, we're going to have some welding and cutting, and it's going to be anything other than turning wrenches. So I'm not really sure why I'm naming it turning wrenches, but this is going to be a crazy and sick addition to the bike, and I won't have to worry about carrying a backpack on everything. I can just kind of slap them in there and be a-okay. Now you're wondering maybe where I got it from, and I got them from work, actually. Oh, that's dirty. Got them from work. Roughly these two together, before taxes and before my discount, were $149 for the set. So that makes a little over 50, man, 60, I'm tired, man, $60 per bag. So that's not too bad. And I was honestly intending on only using one, but with this heat shield here, that means it shouldn't get too hot, which means, this being leather, we should be able to use it. But we're going to have to be careful that we're not plugging off the exhaust, and the exhaust is blowing full bore at it. So we're probably going to put this here, probably scoot it up a little bit. If you have a Magician, it probably came with this back rack. I highly recommend that you use it because you're going to need it, or else you're not going to be able to do this at all. A while back, this was my side bag. That's right. Your man, Crazy C, bought a fanny pack. And it worked out good, actually. I just used it to carry wrenches. We're probably going to slap that on just like this. So it's going to be a pretty cool looking view. As far as the top side goes, I just need to find out how exactly I'm going to rearrange this humbo jumbo. Probably some black bungee cords right here, and that's probably how we'll do that on this part here. Does it make sense? And then we'll wrap this around through the insides on either side. That way it's kind of actually a safety feature, just in case one of the bungee cord snaps. Fanny pack's gonna hold it on. So, oh, sorry, it's a man purse. Anyways, one thing you did miss before I got to this fix, and that is this right here. Focus, buddy, focus. Nope, focus. Focus. There we go. Okay, so this mount right here, I know it's an ugly bead, but it broke. I have a small feeling this is the course of my problems for up here. Yes, I know, once again, it's ugly, but I tacked this bolt, so it will no longer back out. This bolt over here, right, it's supposed to be right there, you notice this is tight, is officially stripped out. I cannot get a bolt in there, so I'm just going to hope and pray that this is enough. I have not turned on the bike since this repair. We'll find that out together. So yeah, we are going to do a ride. Whether I'm going to record it or not, I don't know, but I am going to ride it tonight because I'm totally riding this tomorrow to work. Because I've been dying to ride, and this whole week has been nothing but cold and nothing but rain. So I'm finally going to get my chance, and we're going to whip around here. We're finally going to get my chance to ride, and I'm taking it. So we are going to get this done. Are you done? You're so rude. Every time. Okay. Alright. I'm going to bring you along on some of the cutting. I'm totally going to let you watch with the welding, maybe. That might just destroy the eye of my camera on my phone. So we're going to try it. I might stick it behind some sunglasses or something. is going to be right. So if you are in bed at night with the lights off, heads up, you're probably going to want to turn down your brightness eventually in the video. So we're going to whip you on around back here, and we are going to get started. And where we're going to get started at is, we are going to find out exactly where we want, whoop, where'd he go? Where we want this right here to go. And yes, for those of you who have a cheap welder that's a MIG welder at Walmart, this will work. I can guarantee it, as long as you're a good welder. So we're going to weld that into the foot peg of the passenger. If I can get in the hole. Sorry, my eyes are still adjusting. So we're going to have it something like this, which means we're going to have to cut it, because I'm thinking about running it through this loop. That way it kind of gives an extra tie on. So we're probably going to cut it right about here. And hopefully that'll be enough to do us. I do not have a way to scratch this. Okay. Hang on just a little pause. Moment. Pause. Wow, would you look at that? It's already scratched. Huh, what are the odds of that? Okay, so I used a screw. One thing I wanted to make sure, if you have one rod and one shot only, if you mess it up, you fail. Make sure you have enough slack on either side. So this to here is going to be my right side. This, even this bow on it, to that joint right there is going to be my right side. Now, why am I setting specifics? It honestly doesn't really matter. Just going to give it a try, and we're going to see. I'm also thinking about taking this dude right here, and we're going to weld those two pipes together right here. So it's going to build like a little box kind of thing. And then that way, if we wanted to, just for the sake of safety precautions, take a rod here and go up to sorry, it might help if you actually see what I was pointing at. Take the rod, so we're going to have a box here. We're going to have one here, whoops, one here, and then one there in the middle. And then after that, we're going to have, possibly, if it needs it, which I highly doubt it, one going up to the rack on the very tip top. Or even if we just have just a bungee cord, just to make sure, it ain't going to be no bad. But they honestly should hold themselves. So we will find out if that will work. I'm going to run and use my grinder because it's all that I have in my cutting wheels at work. And yes, it's a Black & Decker. Whoop, there you go. I buy cheap stuff. Okay, and we're going to get this done. We're going to cut this, and then we'll come right back. Alrighty? We're going to do a real quick skip to the future. Okay, a real quick message for the kids. Safety first. You can't forget safety first. Now, we have our parts, all that we need. I'm not even sure if you can see me. I sure hope you can. I'm going to pick you up now. Oh, we have the parts we need. So now, we're going to move on back to the bike. And yes, I did this a good ways from the house because it's late at night, and I don't want to wake anybody up. So, because I'm just a nice guy. I don't know if I'd put it that far. Okay, so, now that we're back at the bike, we got our pieces that are still kind of warm and cooking my hands. Ooh, that is warm. Okay, so we're going to take this and take these. Come on now. Get them up. That way we're not digging on anything. And we're going to set these into place. So what we're going to do exactly where you can see a little better, I'm going to tack this through this hole. Possibly. I don't know, I might not. Either way, I have to clean it. I didn't think about that. As in me not thinking about it, I mean me not thinking about the consideration on how loud this is. So, I'm probably going to do something like this. And the fact that this will want to spring back will make sure that the bag is not going to want to flip-flop. So it's probably going to stick about like this. But when we get that back one on, we're going to make sure we're stretched it back out. That way it's not interfering with anything. Or we can just bend you like so. So I'm going to have to clean these up in order to get a solid weld. So before you do any welding on any painted surface, you have to make sure that you get a nice and solid clean spot. And so yes, we're going to get a little bit of turning wrenches in here. We're going to take these off really quick. You have this bolt here, and you have this bolt here. If you have all of the feeding pegs essentials, which I do not, then you will take those off. Well, yeah, you'll have them off originally anyways if you're going to do this. Because if you're going to put on saddlebags, more than likely you're never going to have anyone behind you. And this bike, unless you're kids, I do not recommend two people being on it for the sake of how soft the shocks are. They're not as springy as a normal bike would be. So we're going to take those off. And when we take... Ooh. That thread looks kind of funny, doesn't it? Yeah, we're going to focus it. That doesn't look good at all. Okay, you just have to take my word for it, okay? I'm going to take off the other side. And I'm going to clean this area up here. And that's fine. I'm going to have to clean off the bar. So I'm not going to bring you along with the grinding adventure on that. Alrighty, so where we're at now. The bar is put back on just this side. I wanted to show you guys what I meant by cleaning. I don't mean with just a normal, little toothbrush and soap and water. I mean taking a grinder down to it and making it all nice and shiny. That way you don't have any paint. And the best part about this is, since we're going to do that little rod on the back, it gives you a nice place to ground out your welder. So we are going to merely utilize the fact of this holding this. I'm going to be finding a way that I can hold this rod safely, probably through a rag. I'm not barehanding it because that's not smart. I mean, you could probably get away with it, but I'm just for the safety precautions, not going to do it. And we're going to take this, and we're going to have this probably about here, right? So we're going to have it sticking out right there. This is a rough guess, and I know I was going to put this on the other side, but I changed my mind. One thing, however, is you have this brake line here. This is a hydraulic brake, which means if you get a hole in that, you're not stopping. So we're going to use this red rag, which you were probably wondering about earlier, and we're going to cover up this master cylinder up here, get it all nice and safe from what people call slag, which is basically just melted stuff. And I'm not from Seneca. I just have the shirt because I like it. It has an Indian on it. Okay. So we're going to find a way to put the camera down, and you're going to find normally what people would cut on of me welding this. So I'm going to have to set the camera down somewhere, pause it probably, and then find a way to hold this without, electrocuting myself in front of you guys. And yes, normally you would want to wear safety gloves and a long sleeve shirt. I am barehanding it with just a t-shirt on, so I'm an idiot. I'm crazy. They call me Crazy Coyote for a reason. So we're going to pause this. We're going to put this down. I'm going to find out where I want to put my camera, and then we're going to get to continuing. Okay, things are set up to go. I have my safety glasses on. I have my welding helmet. Wow, I can actually see the camera without blinding my eyes. It was kind of cool. We have two pairs of light. We have my hat light, and we have that light going. It's going to be a little on the rough side for me to weld this, because normally you want to have plenty of light so you can see as you lift up your helmet, and so there's going to be a lot of unlifting and lifting my helmets. And yes, leather is not necessarily the thing you want to use, but it's what I'm going to use to protect my hand on my left hand. I have my settings to 5.5 is in the wire speed, and then I have it on high. That may be a little bit much, but I didn't consider that. That is really thin. Okay, I take that back. We're going to go low, and we're going to go whoop, a little bit faster. 6.6. We're going to, so this is what I'm basing off of here. I have a little chart, and we're going to say 18, so 4.5 low. You always want to go as low as your smallest metal, which is this part right here. I was thinking about the rod. I wasn't thinking about the actual thing. This is the small things you've got to pay attention to before you get started on something. So we have this right here. We're going to stop right after I get this tacked, and then we'll have the actual framing process. So I guess actually, you know what? We'll end it right here. That way it's not too extremely long. I'm going to flip it on around. there's going to be a part 2, guaranteed. It's going to be uploaded pretty well soon after this one. Reason I say part 2 is, like I said, I don't want to be too long for you. So we have the prep. We're going to call this the prepping for the saddlebags, you know, because it sounds pretty cool. Or prep for the surprise or something, I don't know. And we're going to have the second one's going to be framing and hopefully mounting the bags. So if you liked this small snippet of a video, go ahead and like it. And I mean hardcore, smash that button with the thumbs up on it. Not the thumbs down, the thumbs up on it. And if you didn't like this video, go ahead and scroll on by, find a video that you do like. I have a few videos up. You might like them and you might not. Like I said, if you don't like those videos, then scroll on by those. But if you do like them, go ahead and like it. I am always glad to see comments. I will always try to answer, especially since there's not many of us, you know, in this channel. So I'm guaranteed more than likely to answer to your comment. But if you have any tips for me, or if you have any questions for me, and just go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer. And if you like to see more videos kind of like this, with repairs and writing and just fishing maybe here soon, then go ahead and subscribe and hit that doorbell ringer. That way you'll know exactly whenever I upload a video. We're gonna flip you around. Like I said, it will be awesome. We're gonna have fun. And goodbye, good night. We'll see you on the next Clip It, and stay crazy.